The moment my best friend dashes into the lottery shop ahead of me and rattles off that familiar string of numbers, I know instantly that she has been reborn, too. In my past life, my best friend and I were shortlisted for an interview at a Global 500 company just before graduation. However, there was only one opening available. On the day of the interview, I had a sudden urge to buy a lottery ticket, but as a result, I missed the interview, and my best friend got the job. As it turned out, I won the jackpot, totaling $50 million. After graduation, I lived a carefree life, lounging at home and living off the interest. Meanwhile, after entering the company, my best friend was paid little and got bullied every single day. Eventually, she vented her anger on me and shoved me off a rooftop. I died from the fall instantly. After my death, my boyfriend covered for her, twisting the story to claim that I'd gone mad from idling too long and jumped on my own. The two of them fed on my misfortune, becoming influencers with millions of fans and raking in fortune. When I open my eyes again, I am reborn to the very day I bought that lottery ticket. Boss, I'd like to buy a lottery ticket. My best friend, Shayla Lane, ran past me and dashed into the lottery shop. When she breathlessly shouted out that string of numbers I knew by heart, I instantly knew she had been reborn too. After she got her hands on that lottery ticket, Shayla spun around and shot me a triumphant look. Sorry, Bella, but this lottery ticket is mine. Bella Knight, didn't seem to care. I wasn't planning on getting one, anyway. It was obvious Shayla didn't believe what I said. She let out an icy snort and placed the lottery ticket into her bag. Impossible. It was because of this lottery ticket that you. She trailed off suddenly. I knew exactly what she wanted to say. In my previous life, it was because I bought this very lottery ticket that I missed the bus and ended up late for an interview with a Global 500 company. Meanwhile, Shayla would end up with an offer from the company instead. However, I hit the jackpot and ended up winning $50 million. She landed the job without a hitch, while I stayed home every day, living off the interest and leading a carefree life. Yet, nothing went her way at the company. Her pay was low, and she kept getting bullied by others. In a fit of fury, she shoved me off the rooftop. Shayla shot me a smug look. I won't be attending the company's interview. Since you like to work this much, I shall give you the spot. I nodded. In that case, I would hand over the luck of winning $50 million to her. Without hesitation, I spun on my heels and hopped on the bus to attend the interview at the company. At night, I returned to the dormitory to see my boyfriend, Aaron Sharp, with his arm draped casually around Shayla's shoulders. In my previous life, I was blind to the very end, only realizing when I died that the two of them had hooked it up. When they saw me return, neither of them panicked. Instead, their expressions were openly taunting. Aaron shot me a look of disgust as he declared, Bella, the person I truly love is Shay. I only dated you because your family had 2 shabby apartments. But now, things are different. Shay has just won $50 million. And we'll be living in wealth from now on. I don't have to sacrifice myself to be with someone as repulsive as you anymore just for the sake of money. I clenched my fists tightly. So, this was the truth. Shayla and Aaron both hailed from the suburbs. One was my closest friend, the other my boyfriend. So, when it came to spending money on them, I never kept count. I belatedly realized that they were merely leeching off me. Since fate had given me a chance to be reborn, I was determined to make them repay every last thing they took from me, 1,000 times over. Shayla sneered, Bella, the only reason I had given Aaron up reluctantly was because your family was slightly better off than mine. Now that I've won $50 million and achieved financial freedom, what chance do you have against me? You're destined to spend the rest of your life slaving away. But Aaron and I are different. We're going to travel the world together, and our life is something you could never even imagine. After they packed up their stuff, they moved out of the dormitory. As I watched them leave, a smirk played on my lips. How naive of them. Did they really think a windfall like that could ever land on them? I aced the interview and secured an offer from the Global 500 company. This was already the highest level I could reach with my education. The company was a fair distance from my home. So, after I talked it over with my parents, I decided to buy a place closer to work. When I arrived at the sales center, the agent showed me a few units. Suddenly, a familiar voice rang out at the entrance. Anyone here? Show us the best units you have here. I turned my head to see an arrogant-looking Aaron strutting in with Shayla in his arms. Upon spotting me, the two quickly came over and mocked. Bella, what are you doing here? Can you even afford to buy a house? We've already looked it up. The shabby apartments of yours wouldn't even cover the down payment for a house in the city center. Hearing that, the sales agent who had seemed helpful just moments ago instantly grew cold and distant toward me. I retorted, so, what if I can't buy it? Can you? Shayla stuck her chin up and declared arrogantly, of course. I'm going to win $50 million. In fact, buying a few units at once is nothing for me. The sales agent immediately approached them. Miss, how may I help you? Shayla lifted her chin and said, I think that unit looks nice. The sales agent's eyes brightened as she hurriedly said, Miss, you have impeccable taste. This unit has the best location and view in the entire project. It's just $20 million, hardly a price to worry Abu. Tea for you. $20 million? Both Aaron and Shayla were dumbfounded by the price. They hadn't expected a 1,000 square feet condominium in the city center to be outrageously expensive. The sales agent continued, if it feels a little pricey, you could always go with a mortgage plan. Shayla flushed in embarrassment at the comment. She tossed her head defiantly and retorted, mortgage? Why would I need a mortgage when I've just won $50 million? I'm paying in full. The sales agent's demeanor warmed instantly. If you're interested in this unit, you can pay a deposit of $1 million. If the lottery funds haven't been cleared yet, you could arrange for a bank loan. Her words made Aaron and Shayla hesitate. Right then, I furrowed my brows and snapped impatiently. I'm starting to doubt that you'd even won that $50 million. Are you here to cause trouble? If you can't afford it, then stop wasting everyone's time and get lost. Aaron's eyes reddened in fury. That's you. Nonsense. Shay had definitely won the $50 million. She just hasn't received the money yet. I waved at them. If that's the case, then get lost for now. I'll take this unit. Hearing that, both of them panicked visibly. Shayla gritted her teeth and quickly spoke up. This unit is mine. I'll get a bank loan right now for the deposit. For the next few days, Shayla and Aaron would share photos of their trips around the world on Instagram. Their photos were overflowing with luxury goods. It seemed that besides the mortgage, the two had taken plenty of other loans as well. Well, the higher they stand, the harder they fall. They each sent me plenty of photos, but I blocked them without hesitation. For the past few days, I've been busy. After all, working at a Global 500 company wasn't something to be taken lightly. Before I officially started, my team leader had sent me a ton of materials, asking me to review them as soon as possible. On the day of our graduation party, Shayla, as the class president, sent a text to the group chat. Please arrive at the designated restaurant at 11:30 a.m. sharp to attend the graduation party. After that, she also tagged me specifically. Bella, I can't wait to see you. I immediately replied, okay. Some started asking why she wanted us to gather at this restaurant for lunch. After all, its location was a little far from our university. I was the only one who knew the reason. It was because the restaurant was right next to the lottery shop. At 11:30 a.m., after all our lecturers and classmates had arrived, Shayla finally showed up, hand in hand with Aaron. The moment they stepped in, everyone's gaze was drawn to them. By now, the two of them had completely transformed, exuding luxury from head to toe. Shayla even gifted each of our classmates a labubu. After that, she exclaimed, everyone, order whatever you like tonight. The bill is on me. The rest of the classmates stared at them, bewildered. In fact, some even suspected the labubus that she gifted them were dupes. Shayla fished the lottery ticket out of her bag and waved it in front of everyone smugly. I won $50 million, she declared. Hearing that, everyone erupted. $50 million. Did I hear correctly? Shayla got damn lucky. Gosh, I'll never make $50 million in this lifetime. As if that wasn't enough, she also put up a massive banner in the restaurant saying, congratulations to Shayla Lane for winning $50 million. Right then, a lecturer suddenly asked, the lottery ticket is with you and hasn't been drawn yet. Where did you get the money from? Shayla replied nonchalantly, I'll get the money soon. I'm just enjoying it in advance. In the crowd, someone suddenly asked, wait, isn't Aaron dating Bella? Why is he with Shayla now? Faced the crowd's confused stares, Aaron held Shayla's hand without a trace of embarrassment. He said, people naturally go for the best, right? After graduation, Bella has just been an overworked mule. Shay is different from her. Besides, my true love has always been Shay. Everyone gaped in disbelief at his words. One classmate stood up for me, but Bella got an offer from a Global 500 company. That's the best offer in our entire batch. Hearing that, Shayla laughed so hard that she was nearly in tears. She said, so, what if Bella got the best offer? Can she earn $50 million in this lifetime? In this society, getting a job means nothing. It only proves you're a workhorse in a glamorous setting. In reality, you're worse off than livestock. She shot me a smug look and added, Bella, you're beneath me in every way. But, if you cater to me well, I might just be generous enough to throw you a bone. The rest flushed in embarrassment, but they couldn't find the words to retort. In fact, some sly classmates had already begun to butter them up. Shayla, I knew you'd be successful one day. I can't believe you're lucky enough to win $50 million. Don't you get us? That's right. Remember to look out for us in the future. Although they knew that Shayla's words were unpleasant, she made sense. Even if they had a great job and a lifetime of hard work, it would still be nearly impossible for anyone there to earn $50 million. Someone had even started undermining me and praising her. Shayla's right. So, what if Bella got an offer from a Global 500 company? She'll still be working hard for someone else until the end of her life. How can she compare to Shayla? My lips curved. Truth be told, this company offered excellent benefits and perks to its employees. In her past life, Shayla spiraled into despair because she attempted to seduce her superior immediately after joining the company. The incident became known throughout the entire company, which was why many colleagues made things difficult for her. Finally, we finished the meal, so it was time for the main event of the day. With a final touch to her makeup, Shayla smoothed her exquisite dress and stepped onto the stage. At the same time, more than a dozen influencers suddenly came in with their cameras pointing at the stage. It seemed she had made preparations in advance. Shayla gave them a nod in greeting. Then, she took out the lottery ticket from her bag. She glanced at the cameras and declared smugly, everyone, I just graduated from university. However, I won $50 million in the lottery, so I'll be financially free from now and can travel the world without having to work. Then, she mocked, as for you workhorses, you'll grind away at some company, working for somebody else. You'll get a low salary and get trampled all over at work, losing your dignity and repeating your same routine until you die. Then, she stopped and gave me a pointed look. Hearing that, the netizens in the livestream began cursing her. but she didn't care. Suddenly, she pointed at me and instructed bossily, "Bella, the lottery shop I bought this from is right next door. Go get he owner and have him come here personally, so I can cash in my winnings." I remained silent, so Aaron stood out and chided me impatiently, "Bella, are you deaf? Make a move. She's asking you to go because she trusts you. With your current condition, you're not even fit to be her servant. You should feel grateful that she wants you to do this. If you serve her well, she might even consider sparing you some scraps." Some classmates couldn't take it any longer and began whispering among themselves, "Shayla doesn't deserve this. She probably wouldn't be able to keep the money for long." As Bella's best friend, she ended up stealing Bella's boyfriend, and now she has the nerve to boss Bella around? Who does she think she is? As I remained indifferent, Shayla warned viciously, "Bella, you should know your place. With our current disparity in wealth, I can skin you alive in no time." I merely glanced at the time coldly before saying, "Let's wait another 5 minutes." Not knowing what I was playing at, Shayla snorted icily and replied, "Sure. We'll wait for 5 minutes then. Even if we wait for 50 minutes, it wouldn't change the fact that I won $50 million. I snorted derisively. "We would see about that." The words had barely left her mouth when a woman burst into the restaurant. She pointed a furious finger at Shayla on stage and shouted, "Are you insane, girl? I'm the one who won the lottery."